everybody, my name is Jennifer Maker, and it is a beautiful day to show you how to personalize beach towels on the Great Maker Show and Tell. So with the release of the Cricut Maker 3 and the Cricut Explore 3 cutting machines, you can now make super long cuts like this, like cuts up to 12 feet long. That's because you don't need a mat when you use smart materials on the new machines. Now the new machines also cut faster than the previous models, like crazy fast. Wait until you see it in action. So I thought making personalized beach towels would be the perfect project to put these two cutting machines to the test. What do you think? Don't they look awesome? All right, so I'm gonna make two beach towels with you so you can see how it's done. I'm gonna use the Maker 3 for one and the Explore 3 for the other one. We will also use Smart Iron-On Vinyl, also known as HTV or Heat Transfer Vinyl. This is a special vinyl that has a heat-sensitive adhesive that will stick to fabric and other surfaces when it's pressed down with a heat source like the Cricut Easy Press or even a household iron. And I'm also going to show you how to use the Cricut roll holder, which you can see right here. This accessory helps keep your rolled material, like the Smart Iron-On Vinyl, aligned in the machine as it feeds through using the guides in it. This way you get a clean, precise cut, and it even has a built-in trimmer that ensures a straight edge every time. Basically, it's just load and go. Now, of course, the roll holder is completely optional. You can also just cut your vinyl with scissors or a rotary blade if you prefer. So in addition to the Cricut and the Smart Iron-On Vinyl, you're also going to want a regular fine point blade, a weeding tool like that one down there, and a way to press your vinyl, such as an Easy Press, which I have over here, or a household iron. And a pressing mat comes in really handy as well. Or you can just use a folded towel. And of course, you're going to need your beach towel. I'm using 100% cotton towels that measure 34 inches by 64 inches. And you can find a list of everything you need linked below this video. Now, the last thing you need is a design for your towel. And I have got you covered with a mermaid or a seahorse as well. So let me show you where you can get some cool and free towel designs, and then I'll show you how to prepare your design for pressing. Step 1, get your towel designs. First, find or make a design for your beach towels. If you'd like to use my towel designs, you can find them in my free library. I have two free designs to choose from, a mermaid and a seahorse. Download them from my blog at jennifermaker.com/310. Just go to the red bar at the top and look for libraries, and then either click Get a Password if you don't yet have one, or click Enter the library. You can find the pattern by searching the page for Design 310, and then click it to download an SVG cut file for cutting with a Cricut or another cutting machine, as well as a printable PDF for cutting by hand. First, upload the SVG cut file to Cricut Design Space. If you're unsure how to unzip and upload SVG files, please watch my SVGs Made Simple training series at jennifermaker.com/SVGS. Here's what my personalized beach towel SVG files look like in Cricut Design Space. Step 2, personalize your towel design. Now you'll need to change these designs to personalize them. You can add a name, a fun saying, or even a significant date for a special occasion. We'll start with the mermaid design. With your SVG still selected on the canvas, click on Ungroup in the upper right corner. You will need to do this multiple times by selecting grouped layers and ungrouping them until all of your layers are separated. This is what it looks like when all the layers are ungrouped. Now let's personalize your design. I'm going to add my name. Click on Text on the left side of your screen and select your font from the drop-down box at the top. I used a font called Breathe, but as always, you can do and use whatever font you like. Now with your text selected, you can drag, rotate, and resize your text into place over the box. Be sure to keep your text within the box so it will be aligned and sized correctly on your towel. If you're using the same towel size as me, which is 34 inches by 64 inches. Once your text is where you want it, go ahead and either delete the box or hide it.
You won't need it anymore because it's only there to help you place the text in the right spot. If you want to cut your name as one long continuous piece aligned to the tail, then attach your text layer to one of the vinyl layers. I attached my name, Jennifer, to the layer containing the scale outlines and cut them as one continuous piece from Smart Iron-On in matte navy. To do this, select the layer with the scale outline layer in your layers panel, press Shift, and also select your text. So you want to hold down that Shift key as you select the second layer. And then on the bottom right, click Attach, and you are all set. You can now cut your mermaid design with personalized text. Follow these same steps to customize the seahorse design. My designs are created for towels that are 34 inches wide by 64 inches long. You'll want to confirm the width and length of your towel before you cut your design to make sure the dimensions of your design do not exceed the length of your towel. And you can confirm the length of the design by selecting all of the layers of your design in Design Space, and then look at the measurements along the side of the design on the canvas or in the size section in the top toolbar on your screen. Keep in mind there's a chance that your towel may not be the same measurements as advertised in the store or online, so always double check it with a ruler or a measuring tape. Remember to make sure that you either hid or deleted that box around your text first. And when you're ready, click Make It in the top right. The next screen allows you to review your cut. You will notice that this screen also tells you the minimum length of Smart Iron-On that you will need to make your cut. Make sure you check the length of each cut before proceeding, and also be sure to mirror each one since this is iron-on vinyl. We always mirror iron-on vinyl. When you're ready, click Continue. Now select your first material, which will either be Smart Iron-On or Smart Iron-On Glitter, depending on the design you picked, and of course, depending on what you're using. I always like to choose more pressure for a cleaner cut. Step 3, cut your vinyl. Now the cool part. If you are using a Cricut Maker 3 or Cricut Explore 3, you can load your vinyl without a mat. It's truly a time saver. Insert your Smart Iron-On into the Cricut roll holder, if you're using one, of course, and feed the Smart Iron-On into your Cricut Maker 3 or Explore 3. Make sure you load your material into the machine with the shiny side facing down and that you have selected Mirror On in Design Space. This is important, okay? If you do not have a roll holder, you can simply cut your Smart Vinyl to meet the minimum length indicated. If you are not at a long table, you may want to put a tub or bin behind your machine to catch the vinyl as it feeds through your machine. All right, so press the load and unload button, and your machine will pull the vinyl all the way through to confirm that there's enough material before it starts the cut. And once your machine is ready, press the flashing Go button. You'll notice this button has been updated on the Cricut Maker 3 and Explore 3. Now sit back and watch how fast it cuts. When your design is done cutting, use the cutter and the roll holder to trim off the Smart Vinyl. If you didn't use a roll holder, you can, of course, just skip this step, or you can cut it with a pair of scissors. After cutting glitter vinyl, you may want to check your blade for debris and clean it. You can check out my tips and tricks for cleaner cutting for help over at jennifermaker.com/CricutBlades. Step 4, apply your vinyl to your towel. It's time to put it all together. Heat up your Cricut Easy Press to 330 degrees Fahrenheit, or if you're using a household iron, pick a setting between cotton and linen. While your Cricut Easy Press is heating up, grab your weeding tool and peel away all of the excess vinyl that you don't want to transfer to your towel. Make sure you are only weeding away the parts that you don't want. You want to keep your mirror design on the carrier sheet. Now let's prepare the beach towel. Place a Cricut Easy Press heat mat underneath one section of your towel to protect your work surface. Now place your Easy Press that's all heated up and ready to go on the beach towel and apply light pressure for 5 seconds to preheat the towel. This is important for removing moisture and getting out any wrinkles. Repeat this process in sections until all parts of the towel that you will be applying vinyl to have been preheated. When you're done, remove the Easy Press mat so your towel lies flat on your work surface. Now let's apply the seahorse design. First, let's layer the weeded vinyl in the order that we will apply it to the towel. For the seahorse design, lay your red body section flat on a work surface with the shiny carrier sheet side down, so your sticky side is facing up. Carefully line up the gold glitter layer, that's the fin and accent pieces, over the body layer. They will fit inside the red pieces like a puzzle. Once they are aligned, stick it down in place on top of the red vinyl layer with the sticky side facing up. Your two pieces should be perfectly aligned and stuck together. Flip over your seahorse layers so the sticky side is now down and line them up on your towel using the vertical lines of the towel as reference. Stick the seahorse design down on a towel where you want it. Be sure the text is centered and aligned correctly. Once everything is aligned correctly, carefully peel up the red vinyl and carrier sheet, leaving the gold glitter vinyl and carrier sheet stuck to the towel. Set the red vinyl piece aside. Now we just want to tack the gold glitter vinyl to the towel. We do not want to fully adhere it yet because we will be adding extra heat later to tack on the red vinyl, and we don't want to overcook the vinyl. We will do this in sections until everything is adhered. To do this, first be sure to place your Cricut Easy Press mat under the towel to protect your work surface. Make sure your Easy Press is still at 330 degrees Fahrenheit and hold it to your first section with light pressure for 8 seconds. Do not slide your Easy Press around while you're applying pressure. Repeat this to all sections until the entire glitter layer of the seahorse design is tacked to the towel. Remove the carrier sheet and set it aside, but don't throw it away because we will use it again later. If your carrier sheet does not lift off easily, reapply the heat in small increments of 3 to 5 seconds until it does come off. If you are using an iron, you may need to do this many times. Now reduce the temperature of your Easy Press to 315 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're using an iron, change the temperature dial down a bit to the cotton setting. Move your Easy Press mat to the side so you have a completely flat work surface to work with. While your Easy Press is adjusting temperature, line up your red vinyl layer on top of your gold glitter layer on the towel. You may need to carefully align it in sections to make sure it fits well to the gold layer underneath. Once your red layer is aligned, press its sticky side down to the towel. Once your Easy Press is ready at 315 degrees Fahrenheit, set your Easy Press mat under your towel again. And tack your red vinyl to the towel in sections the same way you did before with the gold glitter, but this time in only 5-second intervals. If your carrier sheet does not cover all of the vinyl underneath, remember to use a Teflon sheet or a piece of parchment paper to cover all of the exposed vinyl. Now that your entire design is tacked to the beach towel, we want to go over the whole thing again with heat to fully adhere it to the towel. Place your Easy Press mat under the towel and heat the design in sections using your Easy Press set to 315 degrees Fahrenheit. This time you will heat each section of the seahorse for 12 to 15 seconds with light pressure. Remember, your text has only been tacked to the towel once, so you'll want to heat the text sections for up to 20 to 25 seconds to make sure they're fully adhered. If your text layer is glitter vinyl, you can increase the temperature of the Easy Press for this section up to 330 degrees Fahrenheit. If your text layer is regular iron-on vinyl, then you'll want your Easy Press to be at 315 degrees Fahrenheit. Remove the carrier sheet and check that all the vinyl is adhered well. Reheat any sections that need more attention.
Now, aren't these beach towels just super cool? I love how they turned out. Imagine making these for a beach party, a family get-together, or your next beach vacation. Everyone gets their own towel and everyone knows whose is whose. Now, be sure to allow at least 24 hours before washing and tumbling dry. Do not use bleach and don't use anything super hot. No hot temperatures when you wash and dry anything with iron-on vinyl. If you do this, you can expect your iron-on vinyl project to last up to 50 washes. Now, if you have any questions about making your beach towels or using the Explorer 3 or the Maker 3, please let me know. Leave your question below this video or ask in our Cricut Crafters group at jennifermaker.com/cricketcrafters, where you can get advice and ideas from crafters just like you. To learn more about the Cricut Explorer 3 and the Maker 3, check out my collection of tutorials and projects over at jennifermaker.com/cricketexplorer3 Maker 3. And that's it for today. Until next time, this is Jennifer Maker reminding you to craft a life you love.